Did you know that you can copy one of the best crypto investment funds with a value total of 350 millions? Yes, that's a little bit more than your favorite crypto YouTuber, and actually a bit more than most of your YouTubers. Because today we will talk about A16Z and we will dive in all their portfolio. So I will show you all the addresses, what they own, what are they investing in, and maybe you should get interested because those guys have a team that is way bigger than us and they have so much background and so much success in investing that we just need to listen, watch, and maybe copy. If you have never heard of A16Z, it's actually Andreessen Horowitz, two guys that met up and they were like, okay, let's put millions and billions into startups. I read a book from Ben Horowitz a long time ago. I'm not sure if I pronounce his name right. My nose is fucked up. I got a cold. I don't know how I got a cold in Thailand. We're going to do a quick wrap up to see where they have been good, where they have been bad, and where we could copy from them. So it's called Andreessen Horowitz. Personally, I know them because I read a book, The Hard Thing About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz, long time ago. I think I was like 20, 21, something like that. I didn't even have a business and I was reading a book about how to manage a company with 500 people. It was interesting. Ben Horowitz, probably one of the hardest names to pronounce for me. And before we get any jokes about A16 and Gen Z, just don't do it. Just don't. It's not a good one. They invested in most of the big companies that we know: Airbnb, Coinbase, Instacart, GitHub, Lyft, Instagram, Okta, Oculus, Piggyback. I don't know that one actually. Samsara, Skype. And then after, it's a round of wins with all the companies, Asana and stuff like that went into the stock market that got public. So that's massive gains for them. And when we scroll a bit further down, we can see all the other companies, and some are more into crypto. Actually, we have Dapper Labs. If you remember Dapper Labs, they were big in the previous bull market, right? Why I show you this first? Because we want to get the big picture of what they like, what they do in companies. And then after, we will go in each of their wallets, one by one, from the smallest to the biggest one, to see what are they holding, what are they buying. It's just, we start from big and we go small. And hopefully here on this channel, we will do the opposite. Dapper Labs, that's the guys behind CryptoKitties, probably the first really popular NFT collection. They did the Top Shop NBA that went pretty well. Disney Pinnacle, I don't know that one. NFL all day. I'm French. I could try to care about the NFL, but first, I don't watch any sports. And the only thing I watch pretty much is myself. So I don't know. I guess everyone will make their own choices. And actually, A16Z is so big in crypto that they even have a crypto website, A16Z in crypto. That makes sense. So we can see the last articles published, a technical FAQ on Lasso Jolt on recent advancements in Snark design. We talked about Snark recently, so if I'm not wrong for all the technical aspect, Snark is one of those other things to make your transaction anonymous. And it's mostly around Ethereum and ZK rollups. You can correct me on the technical parts of this project if you want in the comments. I will gladly appreciate it. They're pretty active on this. You should probably follow them on whatever channel you like. They have a podcast. And what I wanted to show you as well is their YouTube channel, because recent latest message driven Ghost with Luca. So that's, again, someone who was from the Ethereum Foundation. Probably most of the people from Ethereum Foundation, we should follow them. We should check what are they doing, because they have a massive network. They are really good with technology. So this one, for example, RLMD Ghost. I use this extension, Creator ML. They are normally to give you statistics about your YouTube channel, but they also gave summaries and they're pretty good. So here I know that LMD Ghost is not dynamic available, but it's going to be with Ethereum. And now when you check this developer, Luca Zanolini, probably Italian, let's give him a cheeky follow. Only 600 followers, less than that. So when I was talking that don't try to follow the big people in crypto, go to the smaller guys like this. He's giving presentation in front of billionaires for $1 billion investment funds. And you probably can interact so easily with him because he doesn't receive tons of DMs every day, and you will learn a lot more Well, now, if everyone who watched this video go follow Luca, say him hi from me. I say him bonjour, actually, because if he's Italian, maybe he's going to be pissed off. And if you want to get bored and fall asleep, they also have a research paper about basically balancing dynamic availability with asynchrony resilience. Asynchrony means that you don't need to be online at the same time. I guess that's what they want to do. However, A16Z Crypto, again, we're saying this, but like they have a massive library of video that no one's watched. And I guess it's pretty deep what they talk about, but when we see their success rates, I will try to follow closely, get some summary, and maybe exchange with other people. That's probably what we are going to do in the investors boardroom because there is quite a lot of research to do. And let's cut to the chase and see exactly what are they investing in now in crypto. We want to know what are they holding, what's behind them. We get all those crypto that we could research one by one. But what about just checking what are they investing in on their portfolio? Wouldn't it be a better idea? Of course, you can see that they've been everywhere where it's good. Layer 0, OpenSea, Lido. Layer 0 may have an airdrop, so use it. Use it now. Maybe we're gonna have a year. Yuga Labs is the guys behind the Bored Ape. VFriends, well, I don't know why they invested in this. Walcon, Uniswap, Solana, they are in all the big stuff. What I would do is really check one, they are investing into something because the success rate, we could build some data. I can see like from each page that some of those went like 100x. Let's start with their portfolio of $295. I guess it was just an address just to send from one to another. So they have some multivac here. Then we're going to level up a bit with an address at $2,500. A bit more of optimism. And then we can check the transaction actually because probably the portfolio was big at some point. And then maybe they stopped using this address. You see, we were at 20 million. Now they receive a lot of shit coins because probably this address is public. People knows. I can see where they send it to though. So maybe we can find some other address. But now we find back the previous address. That was as well something just to transit, okay? When you find an address and it says unsupported address, there is a high chance that this was by an exchange or something like that because they often change the address. Now we have a $2.4 million one. Interesting, right? So we get some compound for 2 million, some multivac for $1.56. And I don't know what they're doing, those multivac, but tokenized emblem and Ethereum. Okay, so this one comp, great. If you stay until the end of the video, you will understand a bit more their strategy behind it. And it's quite smart. Here we have some Uniswap. So 3 million, mostly Uniswap. Again, some multivac. I feel there's something up behind this multivac, so we're gonna have to dig in. And then here we get some Uniswap and Ethereum. So $43 million in Uniswap. The balance, 7 million uni, is massive. And then we get $50 million portfolio. It's getting bigger and bigger. And now we have 8 million uni, a bit of MTV again. I don't know why they keep coming back. And then a $15 million portfolio. I'm sorry, I did it wrong here. We get 2.5 million in Uniswap. Okay, so what are they holding except Uniswap? That's the big question, right? Because those MTV is probably some spam. Some of the guys behind it, they're saying they get to them. I don't know what they are doing. That's actually typical. Someone send 1K of MTV to all of them. And then when we check MTV, it's probably a dog shit project. So Multivac is going up. I don't know if it's because they send those transactions, but we are ranking 1,400. And when we check what they do, pioneer flexible blockchain platform, trusted, blah, blah, blah. Technology behind it, ecosystem. I love to check their roadmap and you see that I guess 2023 was just a year off. Just like we lay back and relax. So the interesting thing is that it says here that it's a layer 1. However, it's still an Ethereum smart contract and it's still on the Ethereum blockchain. So I guess they never became their own layer 1 and today they are still a token, or there's a problem in the category here. I'm going to decide to not continue my research on MTV because I think it was a great TV channel at that time. No, but seriously, this crypto, for me, it looks like it's just spam transaction. So I decide not to. I'm going to save some time. Maybe it will be a mistake in the future. That's okay. I have to say no sometimes. To focus, of course, on better opportunities. And when we see here like 23K MTV, the only good thing about them selling 1K MTV to 23 different addresses is that maybe they did some research and they know some of the addresses of A16Z that we don't know, and we could just search them. So I'm going to show you actually how to search some of it, because we know that A16Z own like 53 million of Uniswap. This is mental. Easy step is to check the rich list of Uniswap. So I just type Uniswap rich list, and I'm going to check which addresses have the highest amount of Uniswap tokens. Let's take this one. I open it in Zerion and I see that we have $80 million portfolio. We didn't have this address before. Of course, we get some Uniswap, and strangely, we get some multivac again. So I would feel like maybe this address is held by A16Z. That's why I added up here on the list. By the way, if you want to download the list, I will put a link below. I don't put those addresses in public, otherwise they get spammed even more, and I don't want that. It will make research harder for us. But now you can understand one thing in the strategy of A16Z, and that's probably the biggest takeaway of this video, is that they invest really early stage in those companies. Remember, we had the spectrum of investment. You either go like really in the high risk, and the rest you have like pretty much automated, and then you hold it and you don't have to do anything. But if you stay in the middle, trading on Binance, Kraken, Coinbase, there's a higher chance that your risk reward ratio is going to be off. So stay on the two other side of the spectrum, and that's what they do here at A16Z, because they go really offensive into investing in the projects before even they go out or they have a token or anything. And that's a high risk one. And then when they took that risk, they don't go to check all the tokens that are out there on the market, because they invested even before there was a token. So like they had the best part to have those risks. So then they just take the token that are like really stable, for example, Uniswap, and hold it. That's it. And I think that's a really interesting process for investing, and we should think more like that. So for us commoners that we can't invest in those projects yet before they even have a token, then automate most of your stuff. It can be like using Basketfolio or whatever DCA strategy you can use. And then the other one will be to dig in, really finding some small coins, hard coins that have high potential, but don't invest in what's already popular. I wouldn't. Like if a coin is after top 100, I don't really see the point. Maybe I will have some exception, but usually I would just pass. And of course, now I'm going to set up some bot alerts to know when A16Z is doing a transaction. What would be cool for you is to check as well, one, that they're publishing something. If you join the investors boardroom, you will get those alerts as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can check that one where it was another influencer. I know this video today had a bit of less jokes as usual, but I recorded this on a Sunday. I have a cold and it's Sunday morning. I just want to go have a brunch and take a nap. But it was still a pleasure. I still wanted to see what they were up to. Anyway, check that video. Click a thumbs up if you like this video, and I see you in the next one. Stay handsome. Ciao.